This is a first impression video of the recent Chinese drama, Fuyao, Legend of Fuyao. Hi, today I'm not saying that line that you'd always hear. It is a special day. Today is the day that I launch my Patreon. I have had a lot of my audience sending me messages asking me, why don't you get yourself on Patreon? I actually have been thinking about doing that for a long time, but I think only recently I am at a place where I can safely say I can start to consider doing it. So the link is in the description below. If you're interested in supporting me, you can go there and then pick from one of the rewards and tiers that I set up. Also, you can just follow me even if you don't become a patron, and I'd be talking about dramas and hopefully interact with more of you more often and more easily over there, because YouTube is not, let's be frank, the best way to communicate. And I do get emails from everywhere, sometimes on other social medias, things are just everywhere and it's very hard to manage them. So I hope Patreon can become a platform where I can have a more sort of concentrated and easier way of communicating with all the drama fans that are watching my channel. So, business out of the way, let's talk about Fuyao. This is one of the most anticipated dramas, I think, for a lot of Chinese drama audiences in 2018, probably ever since the super success of last year's 10 Miles of Peach Blossoms. So we naturally just compare these dramas together, and I think that's very reasonable because it has a very similar cast. It's both based on IP. The structure of the story, the way Yang Mi's role plays, and also the male lead actors casting, even the supporting roles, everything looks like they're twins. The drama went live this Monday, and it's a 66 episode drama. By the airing schedule that they put out, it should finish airing on 13th of August in China. Although I guess if you're watching it from other places, it might be slower. The drama is currently on YouTube, but it's also on Viki. And this first impression video is based on the first 10 episodes. I don't know anything about the original novel. There's just too much Chinese web novels out there and nobody can ever really read all of them. I heard from people that this drama is heavily edited and adapted, and a lot of plots actually get changed, the characters get changed from the original book. So if you watch a drama and become a fan and want to find a book, just be warned that the book might be quite different from what the drama gives you. The very simple summary of the plotline is Yang Mi plays Fuyao. She is a kind of low-born slave girl, but probably that's not true. We'll see what happens further down the line in the drama, again, because I haven't read the books. But she started at a very low place, but she is kind of the fated, the person who is destined to bring chaos or kind of a restructure of the fantasy world that the drama is setting. And our male lead character is the sort of imperial crown prince of that world. This is a very similar setup as 10 Miles of Peach Blossoms, although Yang Mi's character in that drama starts very high, like she is one of the most prestigious goddess in that world's setting, whereas in this drama she starts as a very low servant and she fights her way up the sort of social ladder in the drama setting, and there's a lot of fighting. There's gonna be a lot of martial arts going on. Obviously it's a fantasy land, so not everything is really realistic, and we're gonna see a lot of romantic stories and teasings and heartbreaking moments between two leads. We also have a lot of familiar faces as the supporting roles that you've seen, I guess, in the past year if you've been watching Chinese dramas. We have Gao Weiguang, who played Donghua Dijun in 10 Miles. Now he plays another Wang Ye, a prince of one of those 5 kingdoms in this drama setting. We have Lai Yi, who played Da Shixiong, the oldest disciple in 10 Miles Peach Blossoms. Now he plays a sort of masterful doctor, but who also actually has royal blood in this drama. We also have a lot of other supporting roles that you've seen from other dramas. Liu Yijun from Nirvana Fire, one of the best villain actors, I think, in recent Chinese drama land. And he, even though he's middle age, he really did kind of become really popular and big since Nirvana and Fire. Later, we will also see another veteran actor, Wang Jinsong, who played Marquis Yan in Nirvana and Fire, coming into this drama too. So the ensemble cast is quite interesting and satisfying. In terms of the technical aspects, from the first 10 episodes I've seen, I would say I have a very mixed feeling about it. Certain parts, the CGI looks really good. For example, the ego that they managed to make up looks fantastically real, but certain CGIs are it leaves something to be desired. And also the aesthetics or the color palette, I don't think it's as pretty as 10 Miles of Peach Blossoms. It is true that that drama had a very different art director, and also it's directed by a very famous female director who kind of is famous for directing those emotional romantic drama. And I don't know how much that affects the aesthetics. I do like the fact that they didn't brutalize Yang Mi's hairline, which is a constant joke in Chinese drama land when people look at her and just saying, because of her very, very receding hairline. But in this drama, they treated it very gently and very cleverly to make her look good. But in terms of set design, color, costume, I don't think I like it as much as I like 10 Miles of Peach Blossoms. Maybe it's just a personal taste of things. And then the sets, some sets looks good, some are just a little bit too rough. Because the first 10 episodes mostly happens within the mountains, beginning place of our female lead character, but it's gonna move to the bigger capitals and bigger cities of this world. We might get to see more things. It may start to get better. There are a few very funny things that I've noticed in this drama that constantly just reminds me of the other things, such as Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, Temple Run, the game, Pokemon, Olympic Games, and live game broadcasting. Yeah, this is surely a very interesting, fantastical world. And then let's talk about the character, the main character, and also the acting. I think for Yang Mi in this drama, I do see a very small improvement of her acting since 10 Miles. Now, this might be due to the fact that the character in Fuyao is a more lively, funny, less high up and aloof kind of goddess character. She starts at the bottom of the society, so she's very quirky, very quick-witted, smart, and I think that suits Yang Mi in general. She's really good at acting that type of character. If you think about the character that made her really famous, her character Qing Chuan in Gong Palace, it is one of this type of character. As for Ren Jintian, it's almost impossible to not think about his role in this drama and then compare it to Mark Zhao's character in 10 Miles. These two actors are very fated. They were in a very famous, well-claimed Taiwan film, manga, quite a couple of years ago. In that film, they were sort of the double male lead characters. Ren Jintian won the 47th Golden Horse Best Actor award for his role in manga. And now, a couple of years later, it's very interesting that they both work with Yang Mi in the fantasy Chinese drama that are just in every way comparable. I think Ren Jintian suffers, or I think at least in all the viewers' opinion, would suffer this disadvantage of being the latecomer because Ye Hua blew up hugely last year in China and literally pushed Mark Zhao from the sort of idol actor, not so famous actor, to boom, everybody calls him uncle. Whereas Ren Jintian now is a year later, and people will definitely compare his Zhang Sun Wuji with Ye Hua. So, because the drama only started and there's only 10 episodes, it's very hard to say how he would develop, his character would develop, and throughout the drama, and whether would be again blown away by his acting, or maybe Ye Hua is just too difficult to surpass. Personally, back in the year of manga, the film, I really loved his performance in that film. I think he did such a great job. Back then, he was definitely a more experienced, a better actor, I think, in that film than Mark Zhao. But things have changed. So many years have gone by. We will see in this drama whether he could again surprise us. I have always liked his acting. I've liked him as an actor. I have to say so far, because of the plot and probably because of the character setup, he hasn't really gotten to the really juicy, meaty part of acting of his role yet. Because he has been basically pretending to be somebody else so far in front of the public. So he's acting his character, acting as another character, so you haven't really seen the sort of true quality personality of his real character yet. Although there's one thing I'm still struggling to get used to for Ran Jingtian's character is his voice dubbing. Because he's from Taiwan, he does have a very strong Taiwan Chinese accent. It is impossible to not dub him and within this drama setting. If not, it will really ruin the drama. It will sound very jarring to all Chinese audiences because of the accent issue. But the voice actor they picked is the same voice actor who did Liu Haoran's character in Nirvana Fire, so the actor who voice dubbed Xiao Pingjing. Because I love Nirvana Fire 2 just a little bit too much, and I've watched that drama a gazillion times, I am so super used to that voice being placed on Liu Haoran's face. Now, whenever I hear Ran Jingtian's character speak, I just can't get Liu Haoran's face out of my head, and it keeps sort of trying to overlay itself onto Ran Jingtian's face, and it is a problem for me when I watch this drama, and I'm trying to overcome it, but I haven't done it yet. That's a very tricky thing, probably just for somebody, as picky and as peculiar as me. If you're not as sensitive with voices and you don't speak Chinese, you might survive that much better than I do. I think at this stage, it is still too early for me to say whether I love this drama or I think it's okay or I dislike it. I haven't found a lot of things that I sort of detest or feeling unhappy with this drama. And all the faults, for example, weird CGIs at places that I discovered or I noticed, I can accept. And I do hope that further down the line, let's say in a month's time, when the drama almost ends, I'd make a final review and I'd be happy to talk about the whole thing. I want this story to be epic and to be interesting. I would definitely hope it is a good piece of entertainment. And if I could respond to it as strongly as I responded to 10 Miles Peach Blossoms, then I might be able to make a lot of interesting videos further down the line. But as the director of the Nirvana in Fire series, Kong Sheng, has once said, 一个戏一个命. Each drama has its own fate. Even though the response to Fuyao currently on Chinese internet seem to be quite positive, we will see in about a month's time whether this one can match the popularity of last year's 10 Miles of Peach Blossoms or even surpass that. Thank you for watching Avenue X. Don't forget to check out my Patreon page, and hopefully I can start to fill that page up with a lot of discussion about dramas. I'll see you in my next video. Meanwhile, live long and happy drama watching.